This is my prediction for the Fizzite. All right. I'm gonna get right into it. And I'm gonna just say Gervonta Davis specs real quick just to get it out of the way, and then we're gonna talk a little bit about Leo Santa Cruz. Okay. Gervonta Davis is 23-0, 23 wins, no losses, no draws, with 22 knockouts. He's fought for a small 79 rounds. His knockout rating is 95.65%. He's 25 years old. He's 5'5" and a half with a 67.5-inch reach. He's a southpaw from Baltimore. His last fight was December of last year, 2019. And he is currently on a 14 straight KO streak. And I'm thinking Leo might be number 15. But he is a 3-time champion in 2 different weight classes. And he is currently the WBA title holder at 135. He has, I believe, the secondary title at 135. Now, Leo has 37 wins, 1 loss, 18 knockouts. He's fought for 261 rounds. His knockout percentage is 48.72%. He's 32 years old. He's 5'7" and a half with a 69-inch reach. He is Mexican, but he fights out of California. And that's where he lives at also. And he got his first title 20 fights in. His 21st fight was a title fight, was his first title fight in his pro career, and that was for a vacant IBF title at 119 or 118, whatever that weight class is down there. And he defended it 3 times, then he dropped that title and then moved up to 122. His second fight at 122 was for the WBC, and that was in 2013. He defended that title 4 times, then dropped that title, then moved up to 126. His second fight at 126 was versus Abner Mares in 2015 for the WBA Super and WBC Diamond Belt at 126 pounds. On his second defense, he lost in a majority decision versus Carl Frampton. He won the WBA back in an immediate rematch. So they fought back to back, and he won it back, and then he defended that 3 times successfully before he moved up to 130. And he's already moved up to 130, and he's already had a fight against Flores. And that was for the vacant WBA Super in November of last year. So that was his last fight, was in November 2019, and Tanks was a month after that. So he is a 4 division champion, but I can't respect that if he wins this fight, he'll be a 5 division world champion. I can't respect that. Just because the belt is on the line doesn't mean it's enough for me. Like you have to fight at 135 to hold a belt at 135. Period. Like I'm not going to respect that. He will. I don't care if he does win. He will be a 4 division champion. That's not a division. If you already have a belt there, you can't. I don't even know why this belt's on the line, but whatever. Moving on. While he was moving through 4 weight classes over 14 years that he's been pro, he's never unified. It said that he's ducked other fighters at 122 and 126. And now that he is at 130, there are a lot of good names and good fights for him at 130 pounds. And instead of unifying with a champion at 130 because he just got a belt, he calls out Tank for his 135-pound belt, but to fight at 130. That's why I don't respect it. But I don't respect him getting no 5th division if he wins it. It's just ridiculous. But I don't see him winning. But regardless, let me continue. But yeah, he can't get no fight at 135 if he. In my opinion, Leo Santa Cruz is the weakest champion at 130 pounds right now. He's the weakest one. I got all the other champions beating him, from Jamel Herring to Burchelt to even fucking JoJo Diaz probably give him a run for his money. You know what I'm saying? Like, I see everybody beating him in that weight class. Like, if Leo loses this fight, I see him asking for an immediate rematch. That's only if he doesn't get his ass beat really, really bad, because he probably won't want another ass beating. But I probably see him asking for an immediate rematch, because he does give rematches. He likes that. But if he lose this fight and don't want a rematch, or if he lose this fight and do want a rematch and lose that too, I see him retiring. I see him retiring. It's no reason for him to stay at the weight class. There's no reason at all. I was just in Best Fight the Best chat, and I said it before you said it, pimping. I put it in the chat that he gonna retire before you said it, but yeah, we thinking alike. We on the same joint. There's no reason for him to continue to fight. Period. If he gets beat, he probably retire if he doesn't ask for a rematch. And if he does and get beat again, he's gonna retire. Okay? I just don't see Leo Santa Cruz being a champion beyond this point. Beyond Halloween, the 31st, I do not see him being a champ. I don't see him beating Tank, and I don't see him being a champ at all. I don't see him beating anybody in that weight class or anything. I just don't see it. So, yeah. And I'm not saying this because I think Gervonta Davis is going to steamroll over Leo Santa Cruz, because I don't think that. It's not reason. That's why I'm saying it. Okay, I honestly just think that he should just, enjoy life now and spend some time with your family and your father. There's no reason, and retire, off of his first pay-per-view fight, at home. And he said he was going to retire if Frampton beat him in that rematch that they had. In the post-fight interview, he said, I was going to retire if he beat me again. And that was 3 years ago. It's not far-fetched for this man to retire. It's just not. Okay? And the question is, can Tank take Leo's shots? All right? And I think he could. All right? Leo is banking on using his jab. All right? Using a 1-2 and keeping Tank at bay until later rounds, so that he can start getting his work, start getting his shots off. His plan is to win on points, not to knock Tank out. All right. If you don't have enough power to keep a power puncher honest, then, what the hell? Leo's 1-2 isn't going to matter, yo. I've watched Leo punch everyone damn near 100 times, and he doesn't even really drop most of his opponents. Like, it doesn't really do much. This shit might look like Gervonta Davis being Kimbo Slice, taking big shots in the backyard, nothing happening. It's just it's not. I just don't think Leo can phase Tank, period and point blank. All right, people talking about what happens if Leo can take Tank's punches. I don't think that's he can't take his punches. I don't believe it. I'm gonna have to see it to believe it. Okay, that's highly unlikely. Just check the stats, you know what I'm saying? But Tank's chin ain't too shabby, and I think it'll hold up just fine against Leo Santa Cruz. Leo, with that 69-inch reach, is only inch and a half over Tank's, but Tank also fought and stopped everyone with a longer reach than a longer reach than 69 inches. So it's gonna happen, It's not gonna happen the way that Leo Santa Cruz team is planning this shit out. It's not gonna just happen that cut and dry like it did with Carl Frampton. All right, it's not gonna happen like that. Leo is not gonna be able to Carl Frampton to Gervonta Tank Davis. It's just not possible. It's not gonna happen. All right, they're gonna have to get the drip pan for Cruz, because it's going to be a leaky ass night for him. He might be leaking, y'all. For real. If he want to sit there and try to fight like an Aztec warrior, he gonna be leaking. But Leo cannot fight well on the inside. Leo throws punches for defense. His defense is throwing punches, okay? He likes stealing rounds by brawling at the last 20 to 30 seconds of a round. I've seen him do that shit. He likes doing that shit. Tank needs to watch out for that. He need to make sure that the last, 20, 30 seconds, that round ain't stolen away from the judge's eyes. He needs to watch out for that. His team need to watch out for that also. And if Leo feels like he's losing the fight, the whole entire fight, or just losing that round, that's when he starts brawling. Both of those things will get Leo hurt or stopped versus Tank. That shit is not good. It's not good because that means he goes outside of the game plan. And that's something that he can't do versus Gervonta Tank Davis. You better stick to that game plan and stick to it well. Even though it ain't going to work. But you might get stopped worse or faster if you don't. And what I can say is that Leo is pretty good fighting off the back foot. All right, but I don't think that's going to matter either. I really don't, okay? Tank is a counter puncher. The more you throw, the more looks and angles you give Tank to counter you. Okay, the fact that he throws a lot of punches is a plus. And the fact that Gamboa was hurt, number 2, he was trying to survive, and number 3, wasn't throwing a lot of punches is the reason why that fight looked so bad, and the reason why people say that Tank looked bad. Okay, Tank lands over 40% of his power punches versus everyone that he fights. All right, he landed 160 punches on Pedraza, and 130 of them were power punches. Do you understand what I'm saying? And his reach is 2 inches longer than Leo's. So that whole stay on the outside of my pit is not going to work, pimping. It's not going to happen like that. All right. I'm telling you, Davis is going to get on the inside and he's going to find a home for that left hand. All right. I think this fight will end off a body shot. For real. Tank doesn't need to waste any energy. He doesn't need to waste shots, and he doesn't really waste shots and waste energy. For real. He ain't going to do it during this fight. This fight is not going 12 rounds, yo. In my opinion, this fight is not going 12 rounds. Okay? The only thing I'm concerned about this fight, the only thing that I'm concerned about, Leo's wide-ass stance, tripping Tank, and them calling it a knockdown. Now, my second concern is the headbutts. All right? The headbutts. I showed a picture in here during this video of Leo throwing like a no-look overhand right type thing and hitting the opponent in the face. That shot right there is the only shot that Leo has a chance of hurting Tank with. All right. And no, I don't think he has the power to hurt him. But that right there is the only thing that he can do. Is that overlook shit. Overlook shit. Like, besides that, yeah, that's it. That and the headbutts. My second concern is the headbutts. That's it. I don't care that it's in Leo's backyard. It's a good place to retire. At home. Okay? It's a good place to hang up your gloves. It doesn't matter to me whom the ref is going to be either. All right? Leo cannot do much to stop Tank getting his punches off. The fact that Tank has said that he's not going for the KO and he wants to show his boxing ability, I see Leo holding Tank and punching in the clinch. I see him holding him every time trying to hold Tank every time he get in and try to punch him to the clinch, letting the refs break him up and continue. So Tank has to bring that elbow up, make some space, and throw some hard, nice shots to the body. Okay, after Halloween, there will be more respect to put on Tank's name.